You don't need to spend $20,000 on solar panels to cut your electric bill significantly. In fact, some of the most effective ways to reduce your electricity costs have nothing to do with putting anything on your roof. I'm going to show you what actually works to lower your power bill without a massive upfront investment, why the standard energy-saving advice doesn't go far enough, and what alternatives exist that most people have never even heard about. Let's be clear about something right from the start. The typical advice you get about saving electricity is not wrong. It's just incomplete. Yes, switching to LED bulbs helps. Yes, turning off lights when you leave a room helps. Yes, adjusting your thermostat by a few degrees helps. But all of those things combined might save you 10 to 15% on your bill. If you're paying $200 a month, that's $20 to $30 in savings. Not nothing, but not life-changing either. And here's the real problem with that approach. It puts all the responsibility on you to use less, while doing absolutely nothing to address why electricity is so expensive in the first place. You're trying to solve a structural problem with behavioral changes, and that only gets you so far. So let's talk about what actually drives your electric bill and what you can do about it beyond just using less power. The biggest electricity consumers in most homes are heating and cooling systems, water heaters, and large appliances like refrigerators, washers, and dryers. Everything else is almost irrelevant by comparison. Your AC or heating system can easily account for 40 to 50% of your total electricity usage. Your water heater is another 15 to 20%. Your refrigerator runs 24/7 and adds another 10 to 15%. So if you really want to make a dent in your bill, that's where you need to focus. Now, the conventional advice is to upgrade to more efficient appliances. Buy an Energy Star rated AC unit. Get a heat pump water heater. Replace your old refrigerator. And yes, those things work. A new high-efficiency AC system can use 30 to 40% less electricity than a unit that's 15 years old. A heat pump water heater can cut water heating costs in half. But here's the catch. These upgrades cost thousands of dollars. A new AC system runs anywhere from $3,000 to $8,000 installed. A heat pump water heater is $1,500 to $3,000. A new refrigerator is $1,000 to $2,000. So you're still looking at a major investment just spread across multiple purchases instead of one big solar installation. Is there a better way? Let me tell you about something most people don't consider. You don't have to eliminate your electricity usage to lower your bill. You just need to reduce how much you're buying from the utility company at their rates. And there are ways to generate your own power that don't involve covering your roof with expensive solar panels. One option is small-scale heat-based generation. There are systems that use focused sunlight, waste heat, or even small amounts of fuel to generate electricity directly, without the complexity and cost of traditional solar installations. These systems work on a completely different principle than solar panels. Instead of converting sunlight directly into electricity through photovoltaic cells, they use heat to drive a mechanical process that generates power. The advantage is that the equipment is simpler, more durable, and significantly cheaper to set up. You're not dealing with fragile silicon panels that degrade over time. You're working with basic mechanical and thermal components that can last decades with minimal maintenance. Some of these systems can be built for a few $100s using materials from a hardware store. Others are available as pre-built units for a couple $1,000s, still a fraction of what solar costs. And because they generate electricity from heat, they can work with multiple heat sources. Direct sunlight? Yes. But also natural gas, propane, or even wood if you're in a rural area. That gives you flexibility that solar panels can't match. Now, I'm not saying these systems will power your entire home for free, but they can offset a significant portion of your electricity consumption. Enough to drop your bill from $200 a month to $50 or $60. And unlike solar panels that stop working when the sun goes down, heat-based systems can run on demand using whatever fuel source makes sense for your situation. Here's another approach most people overlook: time shifting your electricity usage. If your utility has time of use pricing, where electricity costs more during peak hours, you can cut your bill substantially just by running heavy loads during off-peak times. Do your laundry at night. Run the dishwasher after 9 p.m. Charge devices during the cheapest rate periods. Set your water heater to heat during off-peak hours and rely on the stored hot water during expensive peak times. This doesn't reduce how much electricity you use. It reduces how much you pay for it. And depending on how extreme your utility's peak pricing is, That can save you 20 to 30% right there. You can also reduce your dependence on the grid by using passive systems that don't require electricity at all. Whole house fans that pull cool air through your home at night, reducing how much your AC needs to run the next day. Thermal mass in your home that stores coolness or warmth and releases it slowly, smoothing out temperature swings. These strategies don't eliminate your electric bill, but they chip away at it from multiple angles without requiring you to take out a loan or drain your savings. Here's the key insight that ties all of this together. Lowering your electric bill isn't about finding one perfect solution. It's about understanding where your money is actually going and attacking the biggest costs first with the most cost-effective tools available. Solar panels are one tool, but they're expensive, complex, and locked into a single approach. They work great for some people in some situations, but they're not the only option, and for most people, they're not even the best option. If you can cut your electricity costs by 60 or 70% using a combination of heat-based generation, time shifting, and targeted efficiency improvements for a total investment of $2,000 to $3,000 instead of $20,000, that's a better financial decision. You get most of the benefit for a fraction of the cost, and you maintain flexibility to adjust your approach as technology improves or your situation changes. The utility companies want you to believe your only choices are to use less or install solar. That's not true. There are proven alternatives that work right now, cost less, and give you more control over your energy future. I've put together information in the description about different approaches to cutting electricity costs without solar panels, including heat-based generation systems and time-shifting strategies that most people have never heard of. If you want to see practical alternatives to the standard advice about energy costs, subscribe for analysis that goes beyond just telling you to use less power. You don't have to accept high electric bills, and you don't have to spend a fortune to change them.